You are now listening to the Platinum Achievement Podcast, bringing gamers together from around the world. A PixelPine.com production. Here are your hosts. Stay a while and listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Platinum Achievement Podcast. We have hit the Secret of Life episode. This is episode 42. And as always, I am joined by the lady killer, Chris in Lebanon. How are you, Chris?
I'm fine. How are
Great.
you?
I'm all right. It's Saturday. It's a good day.
Saturday.
It's a good day. I get to record. And then the Worcester Wonder Kid, Paul Linga. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good. I'm surprised you said my name right, or my city right.
Having been there now, I feel like I know a thing or two about a thing or two. So I'm gonna try and be correct from now on, rather than my normal stupid self. Figure that's a good ambition. Glad you agree, sir.
Sounds pretty good.
This is
you don't want to get
for
beat
all
up by
the
an asshole.
This is true. As always, I don't know if did I even introduce myself. I'm Matthew Keel. If I didn't say it, I don't remember saying it. And so, let's talk about video games, gentlemen.
Yeah, just before that, for all the listeners, this is the same Paul that lost in pool. We talked about him
that's
at the
me.
last show.
I lost in 3 games of pool against Matt.
Yep.
You should feel ashamed. I mean, if it's anybody else, a 10-year-old little girl, it will be better than losing that for
It's
to
okay.
Matt.
It's okay, Chris. Get over it.
You know, I gotta be good at something.
So, real quick, I just want to apologize for any ambient noise picked up. I'm at work recording right now. Mm-hmm. So, technically, I shouldn't be doing this. And, yes, there will be some ambient noise that will be picked up in the feed. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Breaking the law. So, what do you guys... No, go ahead,
Imagine
Chris.
when the podcast ends, at the very last seconds, his boss enters and say, "Paul, you're fired."
Banana and out. So, Chris,
Okay,
let's talk. What have you been playing, sir?
I've been playing Battlefield 1. It's
Yeah.
great. It's awesome. It's chaotic. It's everything I want from... Okay, there is a lot of bullshit in them, but you need that bullshit to make the game fun. For example, the automatic weapons.
Why is that bullshit?
Because there's so many automatic weapons that there shouldn't be in the game.
Okay.
But I feel like some weapons shouldn't be in it, but I feel like they introduced the weapons just to make the game fun, just to add more variety, you know. Okay.
Well,
Okay. And I've been working on the Unravel Platinum.
all right. How's that going?
Yeah. It's pretty easy. You just have to, basically on every chapter, you don't have to die, and you have to collect all of the collectibles. That's it.
Oh, so it's like the Little Big Planet Platinums without the 24 hours of creating stuff.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I never platinum Little Big Planet.
You're missing out, dude. Those are good. I've never.
But you did recently platinum Pac-Man, huh?
Yeah.
Me too.
Pac-Man. Did you platinum Pac-Man?
Yeah. And Ms. Pac-Man.
Wait, did you bullshit with one of the trophies in Pac-Man?
Listen, I don't want to hear anything about bullshit and trophies coming from you, Chris. You're notorious for letting other people play on your account to get you trophies.
Yeah, you did kind of admit that too.
That was
He
one
finally
or two
admitted it.
trophies in games that I suck at.
Doesn't matter.
This is true.
Those platinums don't count.
This is true.
Okay, you know what? Whatever.
Well, and
But I'm saying there's...
and for your information, no, I did not, because I know how to play those games.
Because there's one trophy where you have to eat 4 ghosts. Okay. There's the big dot. You have
the actual power pellet. That's what it's called.
Yeah, the power pellet. When you get the power pellet, you have to kill 4 ghosts.
Yep.
And 4 times in a row without losing life, and eat the 2 fruits.
Yeah.
In a row without losing life. That was a bitch. And there's one where you have to finish 3 levels without dying, without eating any ghost.
Yep.
That was kind of a bitch.
That's actually the hardest one in my opinion.
Yeah. I think that was one.
3
that
levels
was the
without
hardest
dying
one.
and without eating any ghost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, you guys must not be Pac-Man players. That seems pretty easy to me.
Well, it seems easy, but in original Pac-Man, the ghost AI is so terrible that when you eat the power pellet and they turn blue, a lot of the times, especially like
they
in the
run
third
away.
level, they run towards you rather than away from you.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Because they don't run away, because I'm like, okay, I eat the power pellet. They're just getting closer to me, and it's insane. Like, I don't want to eat you. Go away.
Yeah. Whereas in Ms. Pac-Man, like the AI was a little better, and the ghost survival instincts were a little better.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what made the game easier for me? I have an arcade stick, so I played it on arcade stick because I'm used to playing Pac-Man with an arcade stick. So when I changed that, it made it so much easier.
I actually like playing it with the D-pad.
Yeah, but don't tell me with an arcade stick wouldn't be better.
I thought about hooking up my arcade stick to it, but I was like, nah, I still like the D-pad for those games. I think it's because I spent most of my time playing games like that on the original Nintendo, and I was using that D-pad. So.
Oh, okay. No, I only the last time I played Pac-Man when I was like 6 years old on an arcade stick. Then after 18 years after 18 years I was like, this has been 18 years I haven't played a single Pac-Man game, and I played it. I was like, no.
You didn't play Championship Edition DX?
No,
wait,
I didn't.
You didn't play the Pac-Man that came out on what, PS2 or PS3? The Namco Classics Pac-Man. It had a whole bunch of different Pac-Man games, and it had Pac-Man in a 3D world you could actually run around in.
Oh yeah, that game sucked.
No.
What do you mean? That game was the greatest.
The Pac-Man Championship, dude. You should. Do you still have a PS3 at all, Chris?
Yeah, I have my PS3. I don't throw away my consoles.
You should actually download Pac-Man Championship Edition DX.
That is actually that is one of the on my list to buy games to platinum, and
there's no
actually
platinum
on PS4.
There's no platinum on it.
There's no platinum on it. I'm not gonna buy it.
Okay, I didn't realize. I still prefer fun, and Pac-Man Championship Edition DX is one of the. I mean, honestly, like the way Ryan Davis for GameSpot described it, is they found a way to biomechanically weaponize Pac-Man fever. And there's no other appropriate way to describe that game. You should really play it. It's
called the Platinum Achievement Podcast. Some of us is gonna be true to the podcast.
Dude, I don't want to hear it, motherfucker. I have 81 platinums. How many do you have? Shut up.
53.
Yeah, shut up.
I don't care, Chris. I don't count your number because you admitted that you let other people play to get you.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Seriously.
No, because if you go back in one of the other 41 episodes, I'm sure of it. You've talked shit about people that do that same thing.
Yep.
No.
So I don't want to hear it.
No.
You talk enough junk about Moose playing Bloodborne with me. You talk. Oh man. He who lives in a glass house should not throw stones. Am I right, Paul?
Come on! Don't make bullshit up, all right? Don't make bullshit up.
Go to the tape.
The game was Street Fighter 5, and I didn't even platinum Street Fighter 5. So don't come with that bullshit to me.
I mean, I don't have to. You know what you've done.
So you're saying that platinum doesn't count? I don't care.
The second you admit that you had other people get trophies on your account, it leads me to question every single platinum you've ever gotten.
Let me tell you this.
Okay.
I know
I feel like I've been investigated. I've been investigated by some fucking FBI trophy.
Well, I know
trophies from Sony. Sony from the Sony investigation team. Fuck off, guys. What the fuck have you been playing, Paul? Okay.
I know you hate it when I bring up American sports, but let me tell you this: the minute Barry Bonds actually owns up to using steroids, all of his records will be questioned. There's a reason why he won't do it, because he doesn't want history to forget
this
him.
is a gaming podcast. Let's stop talking
games.
about sports. That's very true. That's very true. But this is electronic gaming.
Okay. Esports.
Now, if you want to talk about sports and you're going to talk about baseball, and you fail to mention that the fucking Cubs are in the World Series, holy fucking shit!
I don't want to talk about it because I've been a Cubs fan all my life. The less I talk about it, the more I hope they do better.
This should have happened last year. This should have happened in 2015. Back to the Future would have been so fucking right.
Yeah.
It would have been. It would have been the year of predictions. Hoverboards, true. Cubs in the World Series.
Power laces, all right.
But those are coming out too. The Air Mags are real. Mm-hmm. But Chris, to answer your question, what have I been playing? I've been playing Battlefield 1. I'm actually going out to buy it this weekend. No, I've been playing it at work on break. We have a Xbox One set up in the break room upstairs. So,
are you being serious? You have an Xbox One at your workplace?
Yeah, it's in the break room upstairs. That one of the doctors set it up in there, and there's a note on it saying anybody can play it as long as they take care of it. So,
what? Do you guys are you guys hiring?
Yeah, just fly over to America, get a work visa, and come on. I'll get you a job here.
I need a job, something like an IT or computer engineering, something like that. I don't know anything about being a doctor or medical stuff.
No, actually, I believe our IT offices are opening here or are hiring here. So.
Oh, damn!
I have a couple friends that work there.
Okay. So anyway, it's awesome. It's awesome that you guys have a gaming setup there.
Oh yeah. Before that, I used to bring in a 19-inch flat screen.
You're telling me you carry a fucking monitor with you?
Not all the time. I would bring that into work and leave it here and lock it up in our break room down here. And I would bring in my system. And this was back before PS4 came out, so I was doing this with my PS3. I used to do that. So we have a fun time here.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Before that, you know that there's a screen where you can attach it to your PS4 and play it like a portable laptop.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. I don't feel like spending $600 to.
Yeah, it's insane. It's really expensive. Yeah.
But on top of Battlefield 1, I actually played Overwatch for the first time yesterday, and
on PS4.
No, on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
People are gonna hate me for this. You might hate me for this. I think Battleborn is a lot more fun than Overwatch.
I've never played either, so I have no comment.
That being said, I only played Overwatch for 2 matches, and I played Battleborn for like 3 days with you, so...
Look, the thing is, Battleborn and Overwatch is different. They're like very different games. One you can play with a friend, the story, and you can play a story, or you can play against AIs, or you can play against people, and the system is very different. It's more like a MOBA system. Then Overwatch is more like team deathmatch kind of. So it's different, and Overwatch is super boring to play alone because if you play competitive, you depend on your friends.
I played it by myself, and you need teammates in that game. The
100%.
people I were playing with, they sat there, ran around doing their own thing, not playing as a team at all, and it led us to lose every match. I only played 2 matches, but we lost both matches because people weren't playing as a team and just doing their own thing.
Yeah.
in Battleborn, at least when I was playing with you, and I think it was Gideon we were playing with. It was someone, but we actually had stuff down pat. If it was Gideon, it was me and you holding it down for sure, because Gideon's always too drunk to play.
Well, he doesn't like shooters either, so.
I think Gideon may have just been in the lobby while we were playing, but I remember hearing his voice there.
Yeah. His is a voice you do not forget.
Yeah, the thing about Overwatch is that let's say we have to push to get to the next area, and you need a tank. Okay, nobody's picking tank, not a problem. I'll pick the tank, but I need a healer with me. No one picks the healer. But if you have a group of friends, okay, everybody decides their role. So my friend is a healer, I'm a tank, the other one is a DPS, someone else is a long range DPS. So we always change up our plays. If I got bored tanking, my friend will tank and I will heal. So people usually stick with their one hero and they play that hero all the time. So you end up a game match we're having 3 Genjis. That doesn't make sense. We will lose this match if we have 3 Genjis.
Everybody on the team picked Genji, and I had to pick. What's the ape's name? I forgot his name.
Winston.
Oh, Winston, I guess.
Winston? Okay, whatever. Yeah, I picked him because everybody was picking Genji, and I was like, yo, we can't all be Genji. Fuck this.
Mm-hmm.
And we lost horribly because you have everybody trying to be the ill samurai running around and dying because they all suck.
Yeah. I understand you want to be the cool samurai, deflecting bullets, whatever, but dude, it's not about the KD, it's about winning. It's about winning the objective. You have to do the objective to win the match, not about KD.
Yep. Well,
people forget about that.
Well, see, you also have to remember in the console space, shooters don't exist in the same way as they would on Steam or PC, because things like Team Fortress exist on Steam. They don't on consoles. And I think Overwatch did a great deal of work to bring that idea to consoles. And even, a lot of people, at least in Chris's opinion, incorrectly give Overwatch's, gameplay a MOBA label, but which I agree with Chris. I don't really think it's quite MOBA-like, but we on console it's Call of Duty, it's Halo. It's either you have a redonkulous sci-fi campaign, or you are playing against 10-year-olds that are better than you and they want to do weird things to your mother. And nobody the idea
that's when it's okay to call a 10-year-old a cunt.
True. But the idea of creating a team in a first-person shooter is still a relatively foreign concept to people who predominantly game on consoles. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't plenty of people that have figured out how to play Overwatch, but I would be surprised if the majority of folks...
I mean, you can't really say that if you've never played Battlefield, because when you play Battlefield, you're normally playing against people that play as a team. The whole squad-based system where you have your 5 friends, or your 4 friends, and 5 including yourself, where you're playing as your own squad and doing your own thing, and that's going to help lead your team to victory. And if you have more than that, and you have people that can join in, so you have 2 full squads of friends, that's 10 people on your team. And a team of 32?
Well, look at
total.
Look at a game like The Division, where you can change your loadout and change the way you play, moment to moment in a way.
But the Division 2, that's a highly team-based game.
Yes,
if you're not working as a team, you're garbage.
Let me get my point out, Paul. What I'm saying is Overwatch is you have to play as a role in a team. Whereas if you're playing in Battlefield, you could probably all use the same loadout and do fine.
That can be true if you're all MLG Pro.
But the possibility is
we need our
there.
medic, we need our scout
to sit there picking people off from a distance, but you gotta have a good sniper if you're gonna have a scout. Like, you have to have an engineer to fix your vehicles and everything. Like, it's very team based, and you don't play Battlefield, so I wouldn't expect you to know. But if you're saying it's very specifically role based for Overwatch, it's the same thing in Battlefield.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
I think
that's where I think you're one of many people who mix up Call of Duty and Battlefield, because I know you played a little Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And in Call of Duty, it doesn't matter what your class is. You can run in there with any setup, because in Call of Duty, everybody plays for themselves. Yeah. Nobody plays as a team. You'll rarely ever run into people playing as a team. Even when you run into a full squad of 6 people on the opposite team that are all in the same party and all know each other, they're not playing as a team. They're not sitting there saying, all right, let's go cover this point, let's go capture this. They're all sitting there just playing for KD, like Chris said.
Right, but that's why I didn't mention Battlefield in my argument, because I have no business talking about Battlefield because I've never played it.
But you were saying shooters, so I'm just saying that's different. It depends on the shooter you're playing.
I'm not. You're not wrong.
You're saying shooters on consoles.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah,
that it depends. Like I said, it depends on the shooter on the console that you're playing. Because shooters are more prevalent on PC because the mouse and keyboard, and you can have faster twitch movement aiming in your games and everything using the mouse. But I prefer my shooters on console,
and that's
day
fine.
in and day out.
And that's but what I mean, it really, I think the difference between a Battlefield and an Overwatch is, I'll bet you, if you were to boil it down dollars to donuts, the classes and the idea of being different roles is a lot more rigid in Overwatch, where the way to win is you have to have one of this class, one of this class, one of this class, one of this class, versus Battlefield, where you could probably have 2 of the same on a team. You could probably have everybody on your team be the same thing and still do fine.
No, that's not true.
That's not true. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's a hard and fast rule, Chris. I'm not saying this is how it is. I'm saying you probably could. That the possibility is there in Battlefield, whereas in Overwatch, as Paul has beautifully orchestrated already, it's not.
Like for example, yesterday we were playing Battlefield game, playing Battlefield 1, and we were losing in operations because we felt like nobody was playing with team. So me and my squad said, you know what, you pick a squad, I'll be the medic. We have 2 assault and 1 support. Okay, so this is like the scout was marking the enemies and he was shooting them. And they were trying to kill the scout from distance, and we were flanking them from behind. And
if one of us dies,
if one of us dies, I'll be the medic from behind. I pick the enemies off that killed the assault, then I will revive them and heal them back. And we have the support to replenish us our ammo. And that way we kept conquering the points, because we were losing, but then we said, guys, let's strategize, let's change our way how we play, and we were starting to get points, and we were like, there was like a difference of 300 to like 400 points. Then we started to be like 500 and 400. We started winning because of one squad, just us playing as a team. Imagine if all of them were playing as a squad, as a team, and they're each separate squad, we would massacre everybody in Battlefield.
See, me and you play Battlefield pretty much alike, so
but the thing
we're gonna start playing together. I'm gonna go out probably on Monday and buy it, because that's my next day
but
off.
Here's the thing, I will never play Battlefield alone, because I need to talk with somebody. I need somebody to tell me, oh, this guy killed me on the left, so beware from that guy, or I marked someone, go kill him or go flank him, I'll keep him busy.
That's where we differ. I'll play by myself, but if I play by myself, I'm a decent scout, especially in Battlefield 1. I'm a decent scout, so I'll sit there and I'll be tagging out people for my squad and for myself mainly, and I'll be picking people off. What I hate is when there are scouts who don't use the tag feature. They're not tagging anybody. They're just trying to shoot people themselves. Like, what good are you being a scout in that situation? And in my opinion, if I'm playing solo and I'm being a scout, I can practice without having to talk to other people, and I can keep tagging people out, and people on my squad, eventually they're going to get the fact that I'm tagging people out, I'm helping the team, so they'll go after those people I'm tagging out, and I can eventually like form a squad with those people I placed in randomly. But that can only happen if you're not in a party chat anyways, so it doesn't really matter. I'm normally always in a party chat.
It depends
so
what kind of...
I'm like you, I prefer playing with a friend than going in solo.
Yeah, but for example, Call of Duty, I can go solo. I can play this game solo all the time.
Oh like yeah, Call of Duty, you can play solo whenever, because that's the type of game right now. Call of Duty has devolved so far that it's a pick up and play for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, like play 3 matches and put it down and not play it again for like a week. Yeah, unless you're playing zombies. Zombies is life. But only when Treyarch makes it. Activision or Infinity Ward Zombies is trash. Fuck that zombies in space bullshit that's coming out.
Yeah. So I only play solo when I'm trying to get some specific trophies. Other than that, no. I need teammates.
So, speaking of Battlefield 1, have you played campaign mode yet?
No, I haven't. The multiplayer is so good.
The multiplayer is insane. The fact that they brought it back into the World Wars and everything, it's so good because I'm so done with all this futuristic bullshit.
Yeah. But I do have one problem.
I've heard there are some... No, it's okay. I've heard there are some major glitches in the campaign mode that they're trying to patch right now. So that's one of the reasons I held off on buying the game, because with Battlefield games, I normally play through the campaign all the way. First day I get it. But with this one, when I get it this week, I'm most likely only going to play multiplayer. I'm not going to touch the campaign until they patch that. So I'll be seeing you on there.
I don't know. I never played the campaign, so I cannot say anything. But there were some, like, the only bug I maybe... two things that couple of things that annoy me in the game. When you finish a match, there is no way to quit. You know, they like next round started, the game ended. You know, like why you have to wait until you get into the other game so you can quit. This makes no sense. Why can I not quit? Why I have to wait at the loading screen?
Didn't they do the same thing in the last Battlefield 4? And then they patched that afterwards or something?
They did? I don't remember if they patched that afterwards.
I believe it was in Battlefield 4 they did the same thing.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Also, there's a glitch where you throw ammo packs to teammates. The pack actually like gravitates around your friend. It's so weird. Like glitches around your friend.
There's another glitch that when you take out one of the blimps, it lights on fire and it starts spinning around and it looks like something straight out of the apocalypse. It starts spinning around and throwing fireballs everywhere and then teleporting all over the place. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I did not. No, I haven't run into that glitch, but I've seen the video. Yeah.
So. I think that's probably enough about Battlefield, unless you wanted to add something else. I know Matt's not a big fan of Battlefield or shooters in general. So, you want to talk about the fact that GTA Online is bringing new cities into the mix?
I just want to talk about one more thing about Battlefield before we end.
Yeah, no problem.
The assault class, they need to fix the assault class. They have to fix the assault class in a way because the guns... they're so bad. I mean, it's really good if you're like in front of the enemy, but if they're a bit far away, it's garbage because the recoil is insane. Like you have to shoot him on his leg so you can shoot him on his. It's like Counter-Strike. It's like I feel like I'm playing Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike. When you play Counter-Strike, you shoot them on the leg so you can hit them on their head. This is how Assault plays in Battlefield, which is weird. I don't want to play Counter-Strike. If I want to play Counter-Strike, I'll open my PC and play Counter-Strike. They should fix the recall because it's insane. It's like you're gonna go mad until you get used to it. That's the only thing that's really annoying.
You could play Counter-Strike on PS3 though, and that was real good.
No.
I liked it. I platinumed that game.
No.
It was real good.
No, never.
No.
I'd rather die.
It was real good.
I don't think so.
I loved it.
Anyways, GTA 5 Online. Adding new cities into the mix. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
New cities? I mean, like DLC maps?
Yeah, I haven't.
I don't know if you
looked
could
too much
classify
into
a new city in GTA as just a DLC map.
Apparently the plan is to add Liberty City into GTA 5 Online,
Which is awesome.
and
For
from
free?
there they're going. I believe it's free. I'm not entirely sure. There's not many details about it that I seen. I seen the article about a week ago. I can't find the exact article I was reading right now, but apparently they're going to be adding Liberty City first and then adding more cities on after that. So
Come on, that would be insane if they did that.
What other cities have they done in GTA other than like Vice City, which is kind
they've
of...
done California.
Well, they did
they've
that's San
done
Andreas.
New York. Yep, they've done New York, and
Which
they've
is
done
Liberty
Miami.
City. Well, but see, I don't think they could add Vice City to GTA Online because Vice City is the 80s. So
I mean, they could add a modern day Vice City.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. They probably could, but
Because if they added Liberty City, they'd have to bring that into the future anyways, because that was years ago.
Well, see,
that
and-
was in the 2000s.
And
so.
GTA 5, is that Los Santos? Is that what that's based in, or is that San Andreas? I forgot.
Los Santos.
Los Santos, okay. So they could probably add San Andreas just because it was relatively modern at the time.
They could. They
But-
could.
I like
right
I-
now.
I
If
like
you log
that
into, if you log into GTA Online servers from now and up until like 2 weeks from now, they're giving you $250,000 in-game currency as well. So that's something to look out for. Rockstar's doing big things, adding new cities into GTA Online. We got Red Dead 2 coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you guys were talking about Bully. There's rumors in the works that they might be doing a Bully sequel. Have you guys heard anything about that?
That rumor's not new. That's been circulating forever.
Oh yeah, no, I know. But I've heard some things from someone I work with whose cousin
Okay.
works for Rockstar.
So I found the article. The DLC is Biker DLC, Law and Order DLC, the Luxury Living DLC, the Blaine County and Palito DLC, and there's one which you were talking about, North Yankton. I don't know what's that, and Liberty City Online Map Expansion, which will be a paid DLC.
It is paid, okay.
Yeah, and there's another one, San Fierro and Las Venturas.
Las Venturas.
Paid
Las
DLC.
Venturas.
Las Venturas. Okay, and paid DLC.
See, now that's I think that's a cool thing because I think that's probably showing that they have ideas for maybe they have ideas for like a persistent GTA universe in a way where
I wish it was single player. I don't like the online.
well, but it's I mean I didn't play Grand Theft Auto 5 mainly.
Well, them adding the cities in for GTA Online just means that they could port it over and do a single player campaign add-on story
exactly
in the future. They'll have the base for the map there already.
That would be
And-
great because the DLC for Gran Turismo, Grand Theft Auto 4 was amazing. The Gay Tony one and the
Lost in
what's
the
the other
Damned.
one? Yeah,
If they
were-
start doing something like this, then my prediction for them to do and what they should do in the near future is they were talking about video game consoles having like a 10-year plan. Why not have games where you just like bring back the expansion, where you just keep adding expansions onto it? You buy the disc, you're set. Just keep adding it, like kind of what Destiny did, but
Or
this
like
would
what
be
World of
better.
Warcraft
Rockstar
did.
Yeah, Rockstar could do it so much better. Just add a city, add a campaign mode with a nice fleshed out story for that city, and do that for every city. Do it for every state in the United States. You could do something like that, and
I'd like to see.
you
like
couldn't
to see
do
how
every
Rockstar.
state because there's some states that would just be boring as fuck. Like nobody wants to sit there and ride around in Minnesota. Like,
I mean, I've got family in Minnesota. Minnesota's all right. I don't think.
Fuck Minnesota.
I don't think it would be the what is it? The bustling metropolis that Liberty City or Los Santos would be. But I'd like to see to see them tackle a city I'd like to see them tackle a city like Chicago. I think that'd be cool.
I want to see something like that too. And if they start out doing all the major hubs of the United States, do New York, Boston, places like that, Chicago, Detroit, they could do something wonderful with Detroit with all the bums there, because you see people on the streets all the time in Grand Theft Auto games. Imagine making it so you can run into all the torn down abandoned buildings in Detroit and everything. Like they could do something great for Detroit.
Yeah, they could
do something great for Chicago,
make
Boston,
a DLC.
Vegas. What was that, Chris?
I wonder what they would.
They should make a map for Lebanon, Beirut. It's so easy. Just build a street, build a golden street, and fill with garbage.
Well, the Division already did that.
Yeah, Division already did that.
And then all you have to do is finally put some rain there, and you'll just see a river of all the trash floating down.
Exactly. Be amazing. Also, you have random street light cutouts because we don't have electricity 24 hours. Like, why there's no street lights?
That's wow.
So,
man,
we've talked about Battlefield. We've talked about GTA Online. You guys want to talk about that new shitty-looking Call of Duty at all?
Infinite
You want to pass
Warfare?
on that completely?
I mean,
Yeah.
when at E3, I thought Infinite Warfare looked something special.
I didn't.
I didn't
at all.
And that's fine.
The only special thing about it that I liked is the fact that it comes with Call of Duty
4
Modern Warfare Remastered.
Yeah.
Which is shitty because you have to buy the fucking game to get the other game. I just cannot buy it standalone.
Yep, they didn't sell it separately. You have to buy Infinite Warfare to get it in.
Yeah, but I'll bet you summer next year that you could get the Modern Warfare Remastered.
That'll be a whole year late. People will already be max prestige in like 2 months on it, so it's gonna be pointless.
Yeah, but the people who despite that, there's going to be plenty of people who remember playing Modern Warfare and say, "Oh, well, that's out remastered by itself. I'll play that." Hell, I'd be one of those.
That's true,
I'd
but
be one of
everybody
those
who wants to play it most likely has bought the game or will be buying the game when it comes out in a couple weeks and solely buying it to play the COD 4 remaster.
Yeah.
Because I know plenty of people who would pay $60 to play that on current gen consoles. Myself included, I would pay the $60 to play that game if they would have sold it separate. Now, in my opinion, I believe they are not selling it separate yet because Call of Duty has been seeing a decline in sales over the past couple years. Now, they normally top the sales every year, and they still have been. Black Ops 3 sold extremely well, but it not as well as other Call of Duties. And the fact that they're putting this game out with a remaster of one of the top selling Call of Duties, one of the top talked about Call of Duties, I'm pretty sure they did it just to get the sales back up. And you're right, in like 6 months to a year, we'll see it sold separately. But I just can't justify buying it just for the remaster when that game is trash. It looks horrible. The new specials, there's this one where you can morph into like some robot and you hit L1 and R1 at the same time or something and the robot turns into a dog. I seen someone exploiting the shit out of that mechanic like flying across the map.
Wait, a robot turns into a dog?
Yeah, it runs around on all fours and starts like attacking people and like throwing its body around like it's a rabid dog. It's weird.
I want this game.
So buy it. You owe me a game on GameShare. I bought Hitman. Speaking of which, everybody should be buying that game and playing it. There's like 5 or 6 of the full missions
I need to
out,
play that.
including
That game looks so fun.
The game is amazing. I'm on like mission 3 out of all the ones that have been released, and it's fucking amazing. It's the best Hitman game I've played since Blood Money.
Like I played a lot of Hitman on PS2 when it originally came out, but this game is the first game that I've ever been sold by watching other people play it. Watching Dan Reichert and Brad Shoemaker play Hitman at Giant Bomb is something to behold. And I'm like,
have you guys talked about Hitman on this podcast?
Let's talk about Hitman. Not really. Let's talk about some Hitman.
Let's talk about Hitman. So,
actually, no, we did talk about Hitman Go because Chris went on a little rant because so many people were using walkthroughs to platinum it, and he got all butthurt. But he has no room.
I don't want to hear Chris ever talk about walkthroughs to platinum games either. This motherfucker is the main person that will sit there and be watching walkthroughs on YouTube while he's playing the game. I've heard him doing it through Dark Souls. So
what lies?
Chris, when Dark Souls 3 first came out, I caught you watching walkthroughs, and I called you out on it in the party chat, and you were like, I'm only doing it because there's new mechanics in the game, and there's stuff that they don't explain, so you wouldn't know how to do it. And I was like, no, Chris,
I didn't.
Still watching the walkthrough.
I was trying to understand how this specific weapon works. That's it.
That's
for
it. 3 hours. The whole 3 hours you were in the
chat.
What
was difficult in Dark Souls 3?
It wasn't Dark Souls. I think it was Bloodborne.
No, it was Dark Souls 3.
It was Bloodborne.
It was when... No, it was Dark Souls 3.
No.
It was.
I was looking how to get the bow weapon in Bloodborne.
Nope, it was Dark Souls, bro.
Okay, whatever.
Anyways, back to Hitman. So, Matt, you haven't played it yet.
I have not, but I am super
What was
interested.
your favorite Hitman in the franchise?
Actually, 1 and 2. 1 and 2.
1 and 2?
Yeah. I didn't play Blood Money or Contracts as much as I wanted to. I dipped my toes in, but never had a significant amount of time to dive in. But when 1 and 2, when the first one came out, I was working at Pepsi doing an overnight route, and it was me and another dude. His name's Josh, and he found out about it. And we used to work 6:30 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. And he's like, there was one day where we got done like at midnight. He's like, dude, you want to come over and play video games? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I got this game called Hitman. And we should play it. Now, it wasn't a 2-player experience, but we were both sitting there trying to figure out how to get through those games. We stayed up Thursday night was our Friday. We stayed up for the entire Friday and into Saturday, beating the first Hitman. And man, those games are special.
They really are. I've liked Hitman since it first came out. I've played all of them. I really liked Blood Money and Contracts. And when Absolution came out on the PS3, that game, I went into debt playing that game because I got so mad. It was so good, but it was so hard playing on the hard difficulty in that game. And it's the first time I've ever snapped a disc in half.
Wow.
And you couldn't really snap it because it was a Blu-ray, so when I tried bending it, it just bent.
Yeah, you're just like no!
So I bought that game again, and the same thing. I ended up breaking it. Halfway through, there's I think it's like mission 10 or mission 11, where you face these mercenaries that they all dress up like nuns and everything.
It's a good time.
And yeah, it's just crazy. That mission is nuts. And I kept failing on this one little part trying to sneak around. And I just got so mad I broke the game again. So I bought that game 3 separate times. and it was worth it every time.
Yeah.
The Hitman games, they're just something special. And there's nothing changed. Everything is just as good in this Hitman. I like the fact everybody was complaining that each contract, each hit that you go on comes out like every month or whatever, or every 2 months. I actually really like that. I wish it was more frequent, or they would at least throw mini missions in there on top of the full ones, where you could stay up to date, or like do the sniper challenge that Hitman Absolution had and do fun stuff like that and add those in there. But the fact that they give you new missions every month, it makes it so you're more in touch with, like, if you are a hitman and you go out, you get a new contract, you go complete it, you wait for your next one to come in. You can't just sit there and beat the whole game within 3 days unless you wait until all the downloads, all the new missions come out.
Yeah.
So I kind of like the way they did that. And everything I've heard on every other gaming podcast or any gaming news, everybody was talking shit about that feature, like how they did that. And I think I'm one of the only people that actually thinks that was a very smart way to go with it.
Well, see, and I didn't start watching, Dan and Brad play it until 2 or 3 contracts were out, and then that sort of clicked for me the same way you just explained it, because I was like, man, I remember I think it might have been on this show when Antonio kind of fired.
Rest in peace, Antonio.
Yeah, kind of fired some shots at them for releasing the game episodic, but there's something kind of symbiotic about how that ended up playing out, because you think about it that way. You're a hitman. You get your job. You go do your job. You wait for the next one.
Exactly, and a hitman would be making loads of cash where he could survive a couple months without taking another job and everything. And that's basic. Like, it just makes you so you can delve more into it that way.
Yeah. In
my opinion, I don't know. I liked it since they announced it that way. I never had any gripes about it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I had just tacit skepticism about it, and I was like, all right, that seems a little weird, but I'll at least allow it to happen before I just go,
And the humor in Hitman games has always been top notch to me. Like, it takes on real world problems, especially in this one. Like, there's one mission where I think it's the first mission, or one of the training missions in the game. Mm-hmm. I stole the clothes to yacht's personnel, the wait staff on the yacht. Mm-hmm. Then I stole a cop's uniform, and I had an assault rifle, so I was walking around with an assault rifle out. Instead of having it on my back, I had it in my hands. Since I was dressed up as one of the security guards, one of the cops, I could do that. Mm-hmm. But one of the wait staff on the boat, he came out and he was like, oh, look at this, blah, blah, talking about the whole Second Amendment rights and all that, like,
right,
talking about needing a right to, or how people exploit the right to bear arms, and how I must be some crazy dude that loves the Second Amendment too much and stuff like that. Like, it just hit the nail on the head with what's going on in the world. Like, I'm surprised they didn't start talking about Trump and Hillary in that game. Like,
well, isn't that the mission where, like, I know there was one mission where you have to.
I believe that's the training mission, because you have to do it twice. So I'm pretty sure it's the training mission.
Like, where you're in a hotel room, and then, like, if you kill like the bellboy who comes to refill the minibar, other people just keep coming to fill the minibar. So you can actually just stockpile bodies in a room.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, that's hilarious. Everybody knows that your minibar needs to be replenished.
So, Chris, have you played that Hitman?
No, I haven't played the new Hitman because the thing is that I buy Telltale games first day because I love Telltale games, but it always ends up me getting bored of them because I'm gonna have to wait. What happened? What did I do? What was my decisions? And I felt like I'm gonna go through the same thing with the new Hitman because I have to wait with the other episodes. So I said, you know what? I'll wait. All of the episodes are out, then I'll just buy it.
Yeah, but I think comparing Hitman to Telltale is a bit disingenuous, though.
I'm not comparing them because I haven't played them, but I feel like, okay, episode 2 is out.
He's just comparing how it's episodic.
Yeah.
And the fact that he gets bored with episodic games. He wants to sit there and be able to pick it up and play the next mission or sit there and binge. But with the way this Hitman is, you have so many decisions and there's no checkpoints in the map. If you fail the mission, you start the mission over from scratch. And there's one mission in that game, I believe it's the Paris mission where you're going to a fashion show and everything, and you have to like take over. You dress up as the model at the fashion show and everything.
Yeah, but
there's similarities between Agent 47 and this model, so strikingly that you barely have to put any makeup on to act like you're him. It takes about half an hour just to get to that point in that mission. Now, are you really going to sit there and play that game for half an hour just to get to that point in the mission, and that's only about halfway? Play for another half hour, finish that mission, and be like, I'm going to sit there and play another mission, guys. Go and fail in that mission 3 or 4 times, and you're playing for like 3 hours at that point? No. Like, in Telltale, that's not that hard. You're sitting there and picking choices and moving a cursor around. It's like a point-and-click adventure.
But the thing is, like, okay, I download episode 1. I'm gonna play it for some time, then it will come to a point where I have to stop. So that's it. I did everything, okay, I have to stop. I'm not gonna keep playing it until episode 2 comes out. So when eventual episode 2 comes out, I'm like, I rarely go back playing games again. It's very rare for me to go back playing Hitman again. So what I want is like play the game from start to finish, end it, continue to another game, because I don't have a lot of time to go back playing playing games that I already played. So I want the experience from start to end.
No, I understand that completely, but they're trying to. The reason they did this way, where it's episodic, is they want people to play their game for an extended period of time. They don't want them to sit there and be able to binge play it and be done with it in 20, 30 hours or however long the campaign can if they do a speed run or whatever. They don't want people to be done with their game the first month that it's out. They want people to sit there and be able to play their game for that whole year that it's out and have something to keep doing, keep that game fresh in their minds until the next version of Hitman comes out, if there's going to be a next one. And that's the way I see it. Like, with Telltale games, they do the season 1, season 2, season 3. You have to end up waiting for that anyways. Yeah, there's like however many missions in season 1 that you can do, however many episodes in season 1. It's the same thing. You still have to wait for season 2 to come out so you can play all the episodes in season 2 of, say, The Walking Dead in that Telltale series. So,
okay,
you're a fan
I get
of Telltale
that.
games?
I get that, but again, don't you come to a point where you're going to stop playing Hitman until you wait for the second episode for more content?
Yeah, no, that's very true. But there's also different ways to go about doing that level and trying to beat your score. And I know you're someone who likes to go after trophies and you like to challenge yourself. So I believe that you would like going for the trophies in Hitman. Playing it, if you were to buy it now, you would get tons of enjoyment out of it. Like I said, there's about 5 or 6 missions out there right now, and plus a couple bonus missions, and there's multiple ways to go at and beat all of those missions. You can go back and do it a different way to get the different trophy that you need to get, and it's meant to be replayed. And with Hitman games, they never get boring replaying them to me. Unless you sit there and you execute every single way that you can beat that certain mission, I don't see a way that it could get boring. To me, that's in my opinion. I'm not saying everyone's the same. And I understand what you're saying where once you're done, you want to keep playing. But with games like that, once I'm done with a mission, I'm all crapped out on playing that for that time. I'm going to go sit there and pick up another game for a little bit. I don't like playing just one game and getting bored of it and just playing it till I beat it. I want to stretch out my games.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
Yeah. But I have so many games for me to stretch them out. So that
That's
it
true.
came to a point where a game, let's say you're talking about trophies, it came to a point where, okay, I have to get the trophies, I have to play the game twice or 3 times, and like, no, I'll never platinum this. If it needs only one playthrough, I'll probably just platinum it. But
See, that's where this game is different too, though, because you don't have to replay the whole game. You can just replay that mission up until the point where you get that trophy. Then you can quit out of the mission or whatever. If there's missions that you have to play it multiple times on that mission. It's not like The Witcher where if you missed one of the Gwent cards that you were supposed to go play Gwent and beat someone and play it just because you didn't feel like doing it right then and there, you have to go back and play through and make the right choices and make sure you play that person in Gwent. Or where if you make certain choices in each adventure, it messes it up, so there's no way you can get all the trophies and you have to replay the whole game. With the way this is episodic, you can sit there and play that certain mission where you have to get that. So I see what you're saying about having to go there and play it all again to get all the trophies, but them setting it up this way, it's a lot easier to get all the trophies and platinum the game than having to worry about going back and playing the entire thing over.
True.
Yeah, I get that, but yeah, I don't know. I'm
But
still
to
gonna
each their
buy.
own.
I'm still gonna buy the game. So
Oh yeah, no, I figured you would. But like I said, I understand you waiting till all the missions come out. But if you were to go out and buy it now, I guarantee you, by the time you beat all the missions that are out, there will be at least 2 more missions available before the end of you beating all those missions.
Yeah.
So,
Hitman's really
what do you
cool.
guys want to talk about next? Matt, you want to explain what game you're gonna buy next for the game share?
Say that again?
You want to decide live on the air what game you're gonna buy to even out the game share?
Not right now. I don't. No. Because I haven't thought about it. I haven't thought about.
Last Guardian comes out this year, right?
Yeah, but I'm buying that physical.
Oh man,
I bought that. I got the. I want that collector's edition. I want Trico sitting on my shelf right next to my record player. Yeah. Yeah.
How about Doom?
Oh, I do need to play Doom. Doom. You know what? Doom. It'll be Doom. I'll get Doom. I'll get Doom this week.
Okay,
This coming.
sounds good.
This coming.
You heard that?
This coming Friday when I
You
get
heard
paid.
that here first, ladies and gentlemen.
This coming Friday,
I'll be on next.
I will be.
If Chris Hart allows me back, I'll be on next week's episode, and we'll confirm whether or not Matt bought Doom or not.
Well,
for mine in his game share.
Yeah, oh no!
Doom was like 50% off on the store, so you missed
Yeah, it was
that.
$30. It was $30 last week.
Oh, whatever, man. I don't care. Whatever. It's just money. I'll make more of it.
Yeah, we're gonna make more of it from Imran and Brian.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
But we've talked about Call of Duty a little bit. We've talked about Battlefield, GTA Online, and Hitman. You guys want to jump off of gaming for a sec and express your thoughts on what's going on with Deadpool 2 and Tim Miller leaving as director of Deadpool 2?
I mean, if you guys want to talk about that, you go right ahead.
I mean, I know I'm a comic book movie fan, and I'm a fan of Deadpool. I know Chris is. You're not so much.
True.
Like, you don't like superheroes and shit, so fuck you.
No, it's fair. Yeah, that's fine.
Chris, you into that? You want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, sure, if you want to.
I mean, it's your podcast, bro. I'm just a guest.
Yeah, it's your world. We're just living in it.
If you want to talk about it. Like, I don't think there's much to talk about. Like, probably Ryan Reynolds is gonna take his place and it's still gonna be awesome.
See, well, that's what I wanted to talk about if we talked about it. Why not give Ryan Reynolds a shot to direct it? Ryan Reynolds, he's a good actor. He produced the first one. He's the one that brought the character to life. Ryan Reynolds is Wade Wilson in every way, shape, and form. So much so that, in fact, in the comics, they made reference to asking Wade Wilson what he looked like before his face got all deformed, and he said, oh, I don't know, something like that Ryan Reynolds dude or some shit like that. I forgot exactly what the quote was, but when it's that far gone where in the comics they write, I mean, Deadpool breaks the fourth wall all the time, so they did it after he was announced as Deadpool and all that, but it makes sense. His comedic value, his comedic factor is just that of the merc with the mouth.
Yeah.
He's
they
made plenty of movies playing characters like that, and if it wasn't for him, like he even went all out and took a huge pay cut just to get Deadpool 1 made and pay everybody else in the movie a feasible wage for them to want to stay on and get the movie done, because they lost a lot of money in the movie, and it made so much more that in back end he's probably going to get that money back, no problem. But think about it. If he's the reason the movie got produced and the reason it came out as good as it did, and he had a whole lot of say on how the movie was made, why not just give him a shot to direct it? He's a great actor. He did well at producing it, and I'm pretty sure he directed a couple other movies that he was in. At least one of them, I'm pretty sure. So I think he could do it. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, definitely, because he has the passion for it. I guess he can, like, if he doesn't have the director vision to, if he does, like, okay, sure, he can be great actor, great producer, doesn't mean he can be a good director. But well,
and
okay, sure, he can
producer is not the, it's producer doesn't, I'm sorry, as someone who's made films, producer doesn't mean anything. I'll say it right now. Okay.
So I'm just saying that, sure, he can be a good actor, he can have the passion, doesn't mean he can be a good director. Maybe if he was very close to Tim Miller and he could mimic his work, sure, it can work. Sure, it can.
But that's the thing. In the movie itself, Ryan Reynolds was behind a lot of it anyways. Like, yeah, he wasn't listed as the director. It was Tim Miller, but really it was Ryan Reynolds doing all the footwork to get everything done, and he had most of the final say in the movie anyways. He basically did direct the movie. Like, if it wasn't for him and him saying how things should be, the movie would not be the same. And if you read about everything that's being said on why Tim Miller left, he left because he was trying to make the movie more stylistic, and that's not why the movie worked in the first place. The movie worked because it was like the comics. And it was like the comics because Ryan Reynolds had a say in how the movie was made. He made it so Deadpool stayed true to the character. A lot of the jokes and everything that made it into the movie were jokes that he came up with the writers and everything. A lot of the scenes were shot the way he wanted to do it. All of the promo for Deadpool 1 was basically him walking around shooting on his own phone and everything, or having a camera crew walk around with him for the day doing stuff that he wanted to do. So honestly, I think that he'd be the best choice. Like, give him a shot. Let's see what he has.
I don't know if he will have the time to reach a schedule to direct and act. But
why not? It's been done before. Ben Affleck's doing it with one of the next Batman movies.
Woody Allen did it in 90% of his movies.
Yeah, but Woody Allen's not a Marvel movie. You know, it's a more drama. There's no all of the extra.
So you're gonna sit here and tell me that just the fact that there's a bunch of CGI that makes it harder? No, I don't think so.
But there's more choreography, there's more planning, there's more set scenery, there's more cuts, there's more steps to do, like punch the guy, cut. Okay,
2 words.
The other choreography.
2
punch,
words.
Punch, cut, you know?
Actually, no,
it's
4
not
words.
Like
Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. Both
but
step
Jackie
behind
Chan,
the camera and directed
he's
themselves.
a professional. He's a professional martial artist. This Ryan Reynolds isn't. He needs all of the editing to look like a badass.
Yeah, but that's what Marvel movies are.
Yeah, just what I'm saying.
They're
that
exercises in editing. That's really all they are.
I'm just saying that he maybe cannot do it alone. Maybe he would need help.
Well, no, you can't make a film alone.
But Tim Miller didn't do it alone either. He needed the help of all the tech people that were on the film.
Yeah,
So,
I know. But I'm saying that
it's not like Ryan Reynolds. If he was directing, he wouldn't have the same help that Tim Miller had.
Yeah, but I mean,
Tim Miller
Reynolds can
wanted to
focus-
put Kyle Chandler as Cable. Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look, I'm not going to. I haven't seen Deadpool. I never really I never really read any Deadpool when I did read comics. I'm gonna say this: if Ryan Reynolds thinks going the exact same route as Deadpool 1 is the recipe for success, that can be a problem.
See, I'm not saying he should go the exact same route or that Fox Studios should go the exact same route, but to try and make it more stylized and make it so it's like an Avengers film and stuff like that, that's not the route that Deadpool needs to go. Because basically what I heard is they wanted to take out the raunchiness and all that, like what made Deadpool Deadpool. Like if you take out all the R-rated jokes, the raunchiness, the fourth wall breaking and all that, it's not Deadpool. It's just another dude in a suit beating people up.
Which now that is something that the way you just explained it, I totally agree with that. But stylistic changes don't get me wrong, they can be goddamn terrible. They can be. Look at Dark Knight Rises. Mm-hmm. That movie's not good. But there's an appropriate level of stylistic changes that can be necessary for a sequel. Look at Batman Returns. That was from the 91 Batman to Batman Returns, that was a complete stylistic overhaul, and it's just as good as the original. Whereas, there are also plenty of stylistic changes that make a sequel way worse than an original.
No, yeah, that's very true.
And I think depending on what happened, because I know Miller left because of Reynolds, because he and Reynolds had differences.
Yeah, they had creative differences. Like I said, Tim Miller wanted to cast Kyle Chandler as Cable, and one of the quotes that Ryan Reynolds put out, or that's out there from Ryan Reynolds, is, I don't think Kyle Chandler would be right for the role. I think we would need someone more grizzled, like someone like Liam Neeson. Now, I've heard some people talking about putting like John Cena as the role. I think that would be a huge flop right away. I wouldn't go to the theaters
John
to see it.
Cena. Oh my God.
I hope that this kid said it as a joke. I truly hope that whoever, I forgot who it was. It was in one of the groups out there that were.
It will be the biggest meme in the planet.
Look,
there'll be all of the cheers, John Cena.
If they put Deadpool, if they put John Cena as Cable, it would make for one of the biggest fourth wall breaking jokes in the movie, because Ryan Reynolds would sit there as Deadpool, pull off the mask, look at him, put the mask back on, pull it back off, and be like, "Wait, I can't see him. Where'd he go?"
Yeah, see,
it'd be so stupid. Like there'd be stuff like that.
Now,
in there.
Here's the thing,
and that would work. But
here's the thing.
I don't know. I don't think John Cena could play Cable.
I haven't been a wrestling fan since I was 11.
Me either.
Now, I do recognize that on some level, all professional wrestlers is acting. So
terrible.
That's literally all it is.
But now 98% of that is beyond terrible. However, putting Cena in a Marvel movie, I don't think that's a bad idea.
Technically, it's a Fox movie.
It's Marvel only in character,
but it's
okay.
It's
so it's not
made.
a Disney. So it's not a Disney movie, but Deadpool's a Marvel character. Fine.
But have you seen John Cena movies?
I can't.
Like
see
12
John
Rounds
Cena.
is a horrible
He says it
movie.
himself.
He's terrible, man. He's a terrible actor.
But see, The Rock was a wrestler, and he came out of it being an okay action star. No, I've not seen a John Cena movie.
That's it. He's an okay movie flick action.
What are you
That's
talking
Chris Jericho-
about? The Rock's
Chris
pretty
Jericho
awesome.
is-
You ever seen Walking
Chris
Tall?
Jericho
It's
is
pretty
an
good in it.
actor. Chris Jericho is a great actor.
Yeah, you know.
And he's a wrestler. He's one of the best wrestlers from when I used to like wrestling.
But you see, the thing is, the thing is,
He's also a musician.
the best acting comes from the appropriate material. Now, John Cena I can see John Cena as Cable just because I used to when I read comics, I read Cable's stuff. I could see John Cena pulling off a Cable, but I also recognize
Just because he has the body for it?
No.
It doesn't work that way.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I could see him pulling it off if he can step into that character and away from all that is John Cena.
Dude, I'd rather see Steve Austin or like Goldberg as Cable.
I mean,
'Cause
better
they're
choices.
older and more grizzled.
Now that we're talking, better choices. Like I agree with you there.
And better actors. They're actually decent actors. Steve Austin, Stone Cold, he can act. When he really wants to, he can act.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna stress on John Cena not playing as Cable, because there's one actor that made me eat my own words, and he's a wrestler, and he played the role perfectly, which was the movie, what was it again? Guardians of the Galaxy, Batista.
Oh, Batista. Yeah, Batista would actually be a great Cable too.
Batista was so good in the Guardians of Galaxy. He was
Batista
so
could
good.
make a
He was
great Cable.
perfect
Give
for
him
the role.
hair, people wouldn't even recognize him.
What if they leaned into the absolute ridiculous and made Hulk Hogan Cable?
No.
No way.
No way.
I mean, he's done enough stupid stuff in the past 5 years.
Come on, brother. Come on.
To sort of blacklist himself out of Hollywood, but
Dude,
that might
wouldn't
be the right kind of insane to get me in the theater.
Yo, but it would never happen with all the controversy that came out.
Oh, of course it
with
wouldn't happen.
Him
Of
and his
course
sex
it-
tape
of
and how
course it
racist
wouldn't
he
happen.
was.
I'm not sitting here thinking that that's a serious possibility. Just saying, the complete absurdist in me thinks that would be a pretty fucking cool thing. Is if all of a
Now,
sudden,
what
out of
I think
nowhere,
would
they're
be a
talking
cool
about
thing-
they're talking about all these actors that could play Cable, and then it's Hulk Hogan.
You know who'll be a
What
really
I think
good.
would be really cool is if they put Hugh Jackman for some odd reason.
No.
If they like to sit, because how many Wolverine jokes would you see come out of that too? Like, I know it would never happen. I just think it would be funny for them to have like some bloopers of that, like not even real, like just have that as the outtakes, and how many people would like go crazy over that. I know myself would.
They could have that as the Anchorman outtake movie. Like, you know, because when they made the original Anchorman, like they used all the outtakes from that. They used like completely cut scenes that they had shot and made a completely different movie that was on the other disc.
Oh, see, I didn't know about that.
Oh man,
But
and
I just think that would be
crazy.
great.
It's great. Like it's amazing how actually good it is.
Because how many people would be shocked because how Hugh Jackman came out and said, "This is the last time I'll be playing Wolverine, and the last time is in Logan." Now, how great would it be if they did something stupid like that, where when you first see Cable, it's Hugh Jackman or something, just as like a funny kickback to how he was joking about Wolverine and all that in the first Deadpool movie, and how he pulled out the Hugh Jackman he had the paper mask of Hugh Jackman's face when he pulled off the mask for the first time in front of the chick that he loved.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't seen the movie, but Chris has. That part was funny. Like, if they did a throwback to that as just like a blooper in the new Deadpool, that would be, I think that would go over pretty well.
I think the person who has the best look for Cable, but maybe not the acting chops, is Stephen Lang. The guy.
I like Dolph Lundgren.
Stephen Lang, if you don't know him,
I think Dolph Lundgren might be too old. You know who might make a good Cable? Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman would be okay. Kurt Russell would be okay. Stephen Lang would be great. Dolph Lundgren, he would be good too for the fact that Cable is the aging cyborg. Like, come on. Who better than an older, grizzled action star?
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh my god. Oh, so many jokes if he'll become Cable.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be able to have... Like, if Arnold could do an American accent, that would be fine. He could do it then. But sitting there having Arnold get to the chopper as fucking Cable and shit, like, no, it wouldn't work.
Like, I'll be back. You know how many jokes
there would be plenty of jokes out of that, too.
I mean,
that would
it's
be amazing.
kind of on the nose, considering Arnold Schwarzenegger was Terminator. Aging cyborg, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
man.
the point. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that would work too. I didn't even think about that.
That's why I brought him up, because he's the Terminator and he's old now.
I mean, you could make all those dumb political jokes about him being governor.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm from the future. Everybody get to the chopper.
You could even start bringing his dumb Danny DeVito comedies into it. You could be like I could just see Deadpool looking at Cable going, "But you forgot the first rule in a crisis."
I'm pregnant.
Yeah, I was just gonna be like, Ryan Reynolds would turn to him, or Wade Wilson would turn to him and be like, "Hey, where's Junior?"
Yeah, you forgot the first rule in a crisis situation. Oh.
Okay.
So. Did you guys?
Do you want to talk about the Twitter meltdown of what the guy who did the No Man's Sky? What's his name?
Sean Murray?
The Hello Games alleged hack.
Yeah, alleged, quote unquote.
I actually don't because frankly, at this point, there's no way to regain control of the shit show that No Man's Sky is anymore.
Now, I wanted to talk about it. I brought it up with Chris a little bit before we started recording today. And I wanted to get you guys' opinions on whether you believe that it was actually him. Like, there's a leaked email out there that says, oh yeah, that was me that put it, but the Hello Games someone on the Hello Games team deleted it and made the account private. Now, that really happened. That tweet got deleted, but because it's in the RSS feed on their website, there's no way to hide that, so you could still see it. I believe they took that down now. But on top of that, their Twitter got set to private. I don't know if it's public right now. Hold on.
South 4 just called. They need linen.
All right, I'll bring it up.
Okay, thank you.
Hello?
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
So now their Twitter got set to private after that. I don't know if it's back to public now and everything, but if it was really him who tweeted that, that's a real bad look on the game after all the bad publicity that it got so far.
He said No Man's Sky was a mistake.
Exactly. And if that was really him and not a hacker, that's some crazy talking right there. Like, you hyped up your game for what, 2 years before it came out?
3.
And then 3 years before it came out, and look what a flop it was. I mean, it was great for what it was. I got some enjoyment out of it, but it got way too repetitive, way too fast. There's a lot of features that should have been there from the start, like setting a GPS coordinate, having a map on each planet that you go to when you land there, like when you explore different outposts, or even if you had to fly around the planet and it would download a map into your exosuit or whatever.
You need co-op, trading post, something to build your ship to something awesome, not just buy a better ship.
There was supposed to be a patch where you could start building communities on the planet or something like that.
Build the communities.
And none of that happened.
Here's
the thing. I think none of that has happened yet. And I think the media and gaming media and rabid gaming fans put No Man's Sky where it is. I don't think Sean Murray did. I think Sean Murray wanted to release something very similar to the game we got. But just like in 2013 when No Man's Sky was revealed, I couldn't help but get my own little ideas about what they showed just completely out of control, because all I wanted from that game was a game where I could basically get in a spaceship and go. That's all I wanted, and I wanted to be able to stop at different planets and look around and see what happened. I didn't expect.
I agree.
I didn't expect, I didn't expect Wing Commander space battles. I didn't expect, factions the way a lot of people did. Honestly, like, giving me intergalactic Minecraft was kind of really all I wanted.
But there wasn't that. And
it wasn't even Minecraft.
Expected, and it wasn't that.
I think there was.
Where's the building? There's the mining aspect of it, but
exactly.
You can't rebuild stuff or anything like that.
No,
like,
you build you build new components to a spaceship. That's all you build.
I guess.
You don't build a house, and really, what the hell
that
ever.
The alien life on the planets that you come across, like the fact that some are hostile and some are friendly, I figured that you'd actually, instead of all these sentinels when you're mining stuff for too long that come after you, I expected to see, like, I seen one hostile alien species on one of the planets out of 6 galaxies that I traveled to, and each galaxy has 5 planets. Now, if you guys have ever watched Space Ghost,
yeah,
you know the amazing praying mantis alien?
Yeah, Brack.
That's Brack. Okay, Brack.
Oh wait, no, that's not Brack. It's what the hell is his name?
No, Brack is the
cat
big
thing.
blockhead one. What
the hell was the other one?
Whatever his name was, I forgot what his name is, but I came across an alien species that looked like the praying mantis alien from Space Ghost.
Yeah,
and that was the
Viking
only hostile species that I came across, besides the Sentinel robots that are on every single planet in every single galaxy, and it just got boring. I expected more adversity, more fighting to be going on hostile planets and stuff like that. I expected you to be able to build your own communities and stuff like they promised us. Why sit there and hype up a game that you intended to make as like some sort of indie game and pass it off as something that's going to change gaming as we know it? And that's pretty much what they did.
Well, I think what they wanted to do until Sony got involved, because when they first unveiled that game, they did not talk about platform at all. When they unveiled that game, there was no mention of platform. There was no mention of it even being on consoles. I think what they wanted to do was release something and then grow it in the way that Minecraft grew. Now
that makes sense.
Now,
yeah,
because look at the time.
That a lot of what's behind this flopping the way that it did is they talked about it too much too soon, and all the fan queries and theories that got put out there are what made this game bad. And that's what's happening in our day and age with games. All the pre-order bullshit, all the hype of announcing games 3 or 4 years out. That's why I like the way Rockstar does it. They announced a new Red Dead. Early next year, we're going to be getting a new Red Dead.
Yeah.
That's the reason I like the way Santa Monica Studios does it. They announce a new God of War. Within 2 years from now, we'll have a new God of War.
Yeah. But the problem is when they talk about it.
Like Naughty Dog announced Uncharted, delayed that a few times. So.
Yeah. But the problem when they talk about
I'd rather have a couple delays than you announce it 3-4 years. Look at The Last Guardian. We're finally getting that after 10 fucking years?
Yeah, but that's not the.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of mumbo jumbo that's all behind that and everything that we don't need to get into right now.
Yeah, I mean that is Kojima Konami type stories rather than just we're just gonna delay it because the game's not ready.
Yeah.
I think go ahead, Chris.
The difference between Last Guardian and No Man's Sky is Last Guardian we didn't see much game trailers or gameplay of it at all. We saw the big dog thing. We saw some puzzles, and that's it. They didn't say, well, you can morph the pigeon dog into a lizard dog, or you have magic powers or whatever. They didn't say anything. They just showed some gameplay, and you saw some platformers, and you know that's what you are getting. You don't. Of course, the 10 years of waiting isn't going to help the game because you're expecting something extraordinary. But the difference is they didn't talk any features. In No Man's Sky, they talk about it. They said that this is going to be here, that this is going to be inside here. It's going to be this and this and that. If they made the same thing that they did with Last Guardian, which is show some game trailers, and that's what we got as far as what's seeing, but the game still flopped, it wouldn't have gotten that insane backlash because there's no proof of they're talking about the features. It just
exactly.
It just
what you're saying is 100% true.
Yeah, it's the fans' fault for hyping up in their own mind. But when I know that this is something they actually talked about, that's another different story. So when I see people saying, "Oh, don't be mad at Sean Murray or give him a break. He's a small indie company or whatever," I don't care, man. I'm sorry that the guy is getting shit, but he kinda deserves it. I'm sorry, but he kinda does. But if
now,
Japan studio gets shit,
there's a certain amount of shit that he deserves, yes. But to the fact that people on the development team and himself have been getting death threats, I think that's when it goes too far.
No, but I'm talking about
those
the
type
criticism.
of people that are doing that are just out there.
The death threats or whatever.
But the criticism, I believe, is fully deserved.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Again, in the aspect, if you want something better, you should go out there and start a career in making games yourself. If you want to sit there and put people down like that, I mean, some criticism is deserved. My opinion on the fact is, don't talk about something until it's ready, and don't say that stuff is going to be in the game that far out if it's not something that you can 100% have in there. Yeah. If there's obstacles in your way that are going to prevent that from happening.
Well, see,
and that was his big mistake. He spoke about features that, as of right now, it seems like he never intended to put in there. If it was truly him and the account wasn't hacked and he said, "Oh yeah, No Man's Sky was a mistake," then that's going to hopefully change the gaming community in the way that things are released.
I think.
Yeah. So people were. The way he reacted because someone tweeted at him said No Man's Sky was a mistake and shouldn't have been done. I think that is I don't think No Man's Sky was a mistake, but I think it shouldn't have been released right now. But I think he couldn't handle the maybe harsh criticism and he just tweeted that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's hacked, I don't know. But the fact is that he handled this very wrongly because his silence put people more into skepticism and more anger towards him because we want some explanation. If he's come out and said, "I'm sorry, we are sorry, it didn't come to your expectation, we're gonna work on it and add more features," I think people would have cut him more slack.
Okay. So
100%.
Before we go on, I know, Paul, you mentioned that you do have to leave. So, do you want us to say goodbye now, and then Chris and I will finish up?
Yeah. There was one more thing that I wanted to say, but I lost my notes for the show today. So, just yeah, I guess that's it.
All right.
You guys can keep having your little bitch fit
about
all this. And
well, I'm not bitching, but whatever.
No, I know. Chris isn't either. But I 100% agree with Chris. If he was to come out and say, "Yeah, well, we were working on it and something came up where we couldn't do this and I sincerely apologize," he would get a lot more slack than what he is right now. And the fact that they went media silent on it, and we don't truly know if it was a hack or if it was really Sean Murray himself tweeting that from the Hello Games Twitter account. And we don't know what's going on, the same aspect that we didn't know what was going on with the Konami Kojima situation. We don't really know anything besides what's out in these articles, and a lot of these articles are hearsay.
Yep.
But he still went about it completely wrong. He shouldn't have taken money from Sony, as Chris said, if they were going to try and warp what the game was and talk about features that they wanted to make him put in that wasn't feasible to be put into the game. Like, if you can't have a community building aspect and a base building aspect in your game, don't talk about adding that, saying, oh yeah, we got this patch coming soon, guys, and not give us a date. The way I see it is, don't talk about something's coming unless you have a rock solid date that it can come out, or at least a window where it could come out in that time.
Word.
And that's the biggest downfall of what No Man's Sky ended up being.
Yeah.
In my eyes. But that's it. That's all I have time for today. I'll come back whenever you guys want me. I got to get back to work. I've taken too long of a break, so.
All right.
Peace out,
go
guys.
Deal with work. Pleasure talking with you as always, Paul. And have a good day, man.
And next time we play pool, you're not winning, and I'll have video proof of it. So.
Okay. That's fine. I'm just happy to play. I love the game, so.
Well, I'll send you a message. You should download this app in iMessages because you have iOS 10, so we can play pool on the go.
What? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna.
You can play games in iMessages now. But I gotta go.
All right.
Peace out, guys.
Take it easy, dude.
Banana and out.
Okay, Chris. So, did you play Skyrim first time it was around?
I did.
Did you like it?
Not very impressed by it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's like, okay, it's a remastered game, but I played it. I'm like, really?
No. I'm talking about the first time around. Were you impressed by it the first time
on
around?
PS3, it
Yeah.
was shit.
Well, I know it was broken, but like that doesn't mean it was a bad game.
Oh yeah, on Xbox it was great because on PS3 it was crashing every hour. Like the game freeze, I had to like my PS3 wouldn't even turn off. I had to hard reset it. Like I have to unplug it. Like it is insane. My PS3 was gonna break. I just bought it on Xbox 360.
Right.
On Xbox 360 it run a lot better, and even the DLC came out on 360 like a year earlier on PS3, not because of an exclusive deal, because they couldn't figure out how to make them work on the PS3, which is insane.
Yeah.
But overall, the game, I loved it. I loved it to death. Like I've put about 3 months just playing Skyrim. I remember when I was at school, and I was at school when the game came out. Fuck. And I would be like at school, and I would have my note with me and my trophies at the side, or like achievements back then. I'll be like, okay, I have to do this, don't skip this, and have like a small notebook of what to do list when I was in class. Now I come home, just play the game, like I was just thinking about Skyrim 24 hours non-stop. It was one of my favorite games of all time. I love it.
Having said that,
so much.
you seem like you were a bit down. You are a bit down on the remaster.
Yeah, because when I played it, I was like, not very much graphical improvements other than the grass and the water. Okay, who cares? But overall, it's sharper. It's a bit less blurry. It's a bit more colorful, and that's it. The thing is that they didn't do any effort with the mechanics. I mean, yes, I understand it's an old game, but you remastered this. Like, you could maybe a bit, maybe may improve with the mechanics. It's still like it feels like very. I'm hitting like I'm hitting on air. Like I don't feel very interactive when I hit an enemy.
What do you mean?
Like when you hit an enemy, you don't feel like you're hitting an enemy. You're still like wobbling your hands.
So it's literally like the combat just doesn't feel like combat.
No, the combat still feels the same, but they haven't improved that.
Oh well, I think with that, I mean, and I don't know anything about making games at all. But I think with that, there's probably a whole lot of internal stuff you would have to do, and maybe they didn't want to put that time into remastering that game. Or maybe if they tried to do that, it might have made it a bit harder to do other aspects. I don't know. I don't know anything about that stuff. But I never played Skyrim. It came out the first semester of X-ray school. I bought it day one, and I never actually put it in my PS3.
Oh, you sicken me.
Yeah. And I've thought about doing the remaster. Do you think I should?
No. You know why?
Why?
Because you have Witcher 3 to still play.
Yeah, but I'm not going to play Witcher 3 for at least 10 years now. I'll play Witcher 3 on PS5.
Until you play Witcher 3, I'm not going to recommend Skyrim Remastered.
Now, do you think? Okay, is this because you think Witcher 3 does the Skyrim thing better than Skyrim?
Oh, 100%. I love Witcher 3. Like Skyrim, I love it to death, but Witcher 3 it captures the lore for me more than Skyrim. Everything seems more alive. Everything seems more interactive. Everything seems more fantasy when it comes to buying items. More for like, I don't know, the small details just seems more medieval for me than Skyrim.
Okay.
I know a lot of people will hate me saying that, even though I love Skyrim.
I mean, I played Morrowind, I played Oblivion, and I love that style of thing, but I've not played an Elder Scrolls game since I played Fallout 3.
Yeah. Because I just want to talk about the remastered is... I'm sorry. When the game came out in 2011, I think?
Yeah, 11.
Okay. So, the game came out 2011. It's 2016 now.
It's 5 years old.
All right. Yeah, it's 5 years old. I played the game. I swear to God. It's only been 10 minutes. The dragon comes. Everything is fire breathing. And it's again with the same fucking bug that was on the 360 5 years ago. Where the AI, where you have to follow an AI, they just go stupid. Where you have to like push him or punch him a bit so he can move again. You know, where you have to...
Maybe that's Bethesda's just being true to the original release.
Come on. Don't give me that. Don't give me that bullshit. There's still the same bug where there's an area on Skyrim where I remember if you go to that place, your screen goes like the contrast of your screen goes blacker, and it's still there. It's still fucking there. I'm like, 5 years, guys. 5 years and still haven't fixed that. Why? You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel very worked on.
It doesn't feel very remastered, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't, other than some graphical improvements. And the bugs are still there. I'm like, this is insane. Like, why again? What's with the fucking... Is it so hard to have a quest? What do you call the quest where you have to follow a guy? Like...
Escort mission?
Escort missions. Why the fuck they haven't fixed the escort missions again? Like, I don't know,
Well,
man.
but see, you could actually level that at games because escort missions aren't done very well, and a lot of them are kind of broke.
But again, it's been 5 years. In the first sequence of the game, it's insane.
I mean, maybe to the people who are putting out Skyrim remastered, they're just like, well, maybe we'll just call it instead of actually meaning remastered, we'll just say we'll call it remastered, but we actually mean just re-released.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm seriously thinking about playing it because I never did and I always wanted to.
Don't. Witcher 3 first.
I don't know, man. I also got that Dark Souls 3 DLC to play.
Oh, yeah.
Which
yeah. Me too.
That looks real cool. But I think we've had a show. We've been at this for about an hour and 42 minutes. So
Oh, my God. Yeah.
So, Chris, where can we find you?
Paul sent me a message to shut out his PSN.
His stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
we're gonna do that.
It's Reaper Grim 99 on PSN.
Yep.
And he said Instagram also he wants to.
He's Obey the Reaper on Instagram.
Obey the Reaper on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Follow him there.
I'm Taporian on Twitter and on Instagram. But you should follow our Instagram page, the Platinum Achievement Podcast. You should. I posted a lot of cool stuff on it.
He has. You have been.
And you should join us, our Facebook group. I post daily news over there.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, I say I because it's not a we, because I post them.
I've been busy, man. I've been busy. I'm sorry. Like, I get home and everything's already happened. And
I've been asking Matt to do it, but to help me out. But no.
I used to be better. I'm trying to get to a place where I can. It's just I'm not there yet. I'm still grappling with the new job, and so once I get
Matt hates us. Matt hates
I
the
do.
podcast.
If I hate you, why do I keep coming back?
I don't know. What do you call people who they hate himself but they love it?
Masochists?
Masochist. Yes. You're a masochist.
I'm a masochist. Well, I am infinite_rewind on PSN, Instagram, Wii U. Yes, I still have one. Yes, I still play it. And I think just about everywhere else I'm there. I'm infinite_rewind on Twitch. I stream every so often. Been streaming a lot of Bloodborne lately with Moose, and I've actually been back to streaming Spelunky a bit because I like doing that still. So yeah, interact with me. I'll play games with you. I'll get stupid because that's the only thing I do well. And that's a show.
Okay.
So thank you to Paul for being with us once again. We always have a good time when he's here. Thanks to the man in command, Chris Haar, for keeping me around, I guess. And thank you for listening to the Platinum Achievement Podcast. Banana and out.